is a digital citizenship pledge. Our essential question we're going to answer is, how do you create a positive online community? Learning objectives our students will be able to establish expectations and norms for the group related to appropriate online behavior, participate responsibly and respectfully in an online community, and collaborate on a classroom motto about digital citizenship. All right, so one of the things I want you guys for our warm-up to think about is the word community. A community is a group of people with common background or shared interests. So what are some communities that you could be a part of? Are you a part of a sports team? Are you a part of a religious group? Are you a part of like a volunteer group like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts? You are also in the library, part of a community in the library as your class, okay? So that your class constitutes a community. And so within a community, you have expectations. And our expectation is something one looks forward to or assumes will occur. So what expectations do we have for being a part of our classroom community? Well, one of the things is I expect is to treat each other kindly, be respectful, follow the rules. Those are expectations. And why do we want our communities to have these behavior expectations? Well, they let us know how we're supposed to interact, how to work, how to get along with one another. Without guidelines, people might find it difficult to have a community spirit. So participants in a community, I'm sure your class, have agreed on what's appropriate and what's expected for a safe space that you share. Now, that extends over into a digital world. So we're going to talk about online communities. All right, are you part of any online communities? What kinds are you part of? Like a gaming world, virtual world, like Club Penguin, school groups. You're part of an online school group in My Big Campus. How are online communities different than offline communities, and how are they similar? Maybe one of the things is I participate in an online community. I don't know everyone personally in my online community, but I'm very respectful. People meet in an offline community. People meet face to face like we do in class, but maybe we do not have that person, a personal contact online. Okay. The thing is people in both communities, you usually have similar interests. Like if you're on an online gaming community, you have a similar interest in that game. Okay, if you're an offline like football community, a sport team, you have a common interest of football. What are some examples of how you can be a good member of one of these communities? Well, like the expectations that we talked about before, previous slide, welcome all members. Follow the rules or guidelines of the group community. One of the things is that I belong to an online garage sale community where I sell things online. And one of the things is that we have made it a guideline that that a business doesn't try to advertise. Okay, there's difference in selling, your personal things, or you saying you provide a service like mowing lawns, rather than a business trying to sell stuff. So that was one of our guidelines. And then we encourage others to follow those guidelines as well. Now, we're going to define that term digital citizen because we are citizens in a community, but we're also digital citizens as well. Okay. A digital citizen is a member of a worldwide community linked by the internet. So you could be talking to somebody or whatnot, or participating in a community that is global. Okay. So your assignment today is we have this pledge right here. I want you to look this over. And a pledge is something that is a promise, a commitment, by the person agreeing to do it. Okay, it helps build an agreed upon sense of community. So let's look at this pledge. We, the digital citizens, pledge to communicate responsibly and kindly with one another, protect our own and others' private information online, stand up to cyberbullying, respect each other's ideas and opinions, and give proper credit when we use others' work. Now, I want you to think about what other advice would you give to your peers? Okay, so you're going to create a bookmark that lists your top 10 tips for behaving safely, responsibly, and respectfully online. You may create the bookmark in Word or PowerPoint using text, images, and art. Once you are done, upload your bookmark to NBC, My Big Campus, under the schoolwork titled Digital Citizenship Pledge Bookmarks. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay? So this is what the Digital Citizenship Pledge bookmark. You click here and then you upload your document, your Word document or your PowerPoint document. Now I can show you how in Word, let me pull that up for you really quickly, and I'll show you how you can create a bookmark digitally. So make sure that you have to have 10 tips for behaving safely, responsibly, and respectfully. You can search for those on the internet. Just find, Google 10 tips for safe internet use. I have done that before. So what you're going to do is once your Word document comes up, you're going to what I do is just do a Word document. All right. Now, I'm going to make sure I change my layout to landscape. So that's called orientation. Now see my landscape, so it's landscape. And then I insert a table. Okay. So I draw my table. Okay. Now I want to have 3 columns. 1, okay, and then 2 and 3. Okay, so that actually creates 3 bookmarks. All right, you can do the same in Word. So you could type your top 10 tips, okay, and then you can add your pictures from the internet or whatnot. And if you need help with that, I can do that as well. Or what I will do is I will post how-to videos on the under My Big Campus, under groups, under it's called resources. I'll put some how-to videos on how to create a table in Microsoft Word, how to insert art, things like that. If you have any other questions, come see me. All right, that's all I have for you. Good luck.